Welcome to Pivot Parenting, where we help parents of teens overcome regret and disappointment to find peace and connection in every situation. I'm Heather Frazier, your parenting expert. Journey with me to discover effective parenting tips, improve family relationships, and build a brighter future for your kids. Buckle up, things are about to get better. I'd just like to say that I have decent patience, I feel like. Not as good as my mother. My mother had 6 kids, and I've never heard the woman yell. And she taught junior high for decades. So, comparatively speaking, I am less patient than how I was raised. But it's not uncommon for you and I and our neighbors and sisters and friends to want to scream insanity when our kids don't listen. For example, let's say, hypothetically speaking, you have an electric car. And hypothetically speaking, of course, you tell your adult son where to charge and to not speed on a road trip that he's going on to maximize your electric car's battery. This hypothetical son does not listen. And what was supposed to be a 4-hour road trip turns into a 6-hour road trip with some very slow charging stations along the way. And you want to scream with insanity because they're 2 hours late and they didn't listen. That's just one hypothetical example. Maybe you've been here too. It is hard when we love our kids and we just want to help them out and they just don't listen. Or maybe they've just made some really stupid choices, whatever it is. We want to say, I told you so. We want to scream and pull our hair out. We want to cry. We want them to just listen and obey. One of the things I like to say to my kids is knowing and doing are 2 different things. I don't tend to like to hear that, but sometimes I can't help myself. So today, I am going to give you my 5-step process on how to tell your kids off so well that they thank you. Now, in my show notes, there is a link. And this link, if you click it, you can download the template of these 5 steps. I've got it all. It's all pretty. I made it just for you. You can get the steps written down for you so that you can continue cooking dinner, driving carpool, whatever you're doing right now, and not scramble to write these down. You are welcome, and it's because I love you. This template took a good portion of my Saturday, and I do it out of love for you. And I mean that very unsarcastically. I actually love my listeners. And so I want you to implement all of this. Again, the details are in the show notes. You just click on the episode and it will be right there. And I also really want to encourage you. I have so many things that I want to tell you about. Like my book. Have you pre-ordered my book, Mom Got Jesus Wrong, Hallelujah? Go to heatherfrazier.com and pre-order it. I've got a senior group coming out. That's in the show notes. I've got private free consultations where we can get you the outline of where you want to be. I have so many wonderful assets that I have created to help you. Yes, I mean you. So please dive deep in what I have. I've been doing this for over 5 years and I have a lot of resources. Find one that works best for you, that helps you where you're at. I know not everybody is ready to talk. Some people are ready to talk. If your life feels like a dumpster fire, please let's talk. Don't put it off. This isn't something like a dentist appointment. This is something that actually will benefit your entire household. And you don't have to feel bad about taking out a few minutes to sort things out. I digress. Okay. Step number 1 is the vent step. This is what you want to say to them because you're furious. Write it all down, the good, the bad, and the ugly. Doesn't have to be in a journal or anything fancy. It can be on the envelope of junk mail that you got. Did you know that I use I use envelopes a lot for grocery lists and notes? If all you have around is an envelope, that's what you want to use. You're going to brain dump. For example, it could sound like, my son thinks he's smarter than me. He does this all the time. He literally never listens. I feel like I am unappreciated and misunderstood and taken for granted. If they would just listen, then the whole car full of people would not have been made so miserable. And all the ideas and thoughts that you might have around any situation. Your brain's going to want to dig up evidence from the past of why this is true. Write it all down. We like to catalog things, create evidence files. Some of these files go very deep. Just write down everything that you would want to say to tell your teen off. Write it all down, how you feel, what you think. Just dump, okay? It's about getting it out. It's not about it looking pretty. Oh, once we've done that, that exercise in and of itself can either excite more upset or it can kind of calm us down. But we want to ground ourselves, okay? You never want to have an important conversation when you're upset if you can help it, because it typically doesn't go as well. So working through what you've just dumped is the back end of step one. Whether that's going for a walk, screaming into pillows, crying, tapping, breathing, going to yoga, sleeping on it. It's amazing what just sleeping on it will do once you've written it down. Okay? Now, once you've calmed down, we're going to go to step 2. And step 2 is separating the facts from the story of what you wrote down. We want to keep what we wrote down, because you're going to take everything and sort it into fact and story. And this is much easier to do when you're calm. I know that our brain thinks that when we want to tell somebody off, it's very urgent and we have to do it right then. 9 times out of 10, that's a lie. And it actually is better served just to hold on until we can ground ourselves. So a fact is anything that could be proved in a court of law or with a medical test. Okay, so this is what was actually said, not what we heard, but what was actually said or texted. Who was in fact there? The details of what happened without any of the drama. Okay, so it could be like, son left with a carload at this time. He arrived at this time. He stopped at these charging stations for this amount of time. I arrived at this time. I left at this time. Those are the facts. What I said, how he said, or what he said, or how he responded. Those are all just the facts. Everything else goes into the story category. Everything else. So like, he thinks he's smarter than me. That's the story. Unless he actually says, I am smarter than you. Then it would be a fact because he said it out of his mouth. Does that make sense? So feeling dismissed, feeling unappreciated, not listened to, that's the story that I'm bringing to it. Those are my feelings of interpreting his behaviors. Okay? So we want to take our time, sort it out, everything that you wrote down into bullet points, a left-hand column and a right-hand column. And then set it down and come back to it a few minutes later and double check your work. Because there might be some sneaky little descriptor words in your fact section. No descriptor words like stupid or embarrassed or frustrated or angry. Those are all adjectives. Adjectives are story. They do not belong in the fact section. This is a very important step because we really have to tease out what is true and what our brain is spinning. Because our brain usually goes to worst case scenario. That's step number 2. Hi there. I just want to pause and let you know if you are struggling to make sense of your teen's behaviors, emotions are running wild, and you're looking to turn things around to have the family you dreamed of while rocking them to sleep, I would love to talk to you. I want to give you a special, powerful gift. 30 minutes with me, my friend. You'll walk away with more confidence, clarity, and understanding of what the issue is and your next best step in resolving any situation you bring to me. It's completely free. I love families and want to help yours be wildly happy and successful. Book this call by visiting my website, heatherfraser.com. Remember, Fraser is spelled with a Z-I in the middle. And don't worry, the link is also in the show notes. I look forward to meeting and helping you. All right, step 3, and I want to emphasize too, I forgot to mention this. These steps need to be done in order, and you don't want to skip any steps because they're all really important and they build off of one another. So step number 3 is a pause. And take as much time as you need here. I really want to reiterate that your nervous system is going to tell you this is urgent. And I need your logical brain to lock on to if that's true or not. And if you need help with this, I'm an email away or a DM away. So pause, and here's the question you want to ask. Is this a me problem? Like the word M-E. Is this a me problem or something to address with them? Because an example of a me problem would mean it didn't go my way. I don't like the way that I feel. I need this person to change so that I have a different experience or feeling. Now, of course, this is barring any kind of violation, right? Like if somebody's hitting you and you don't want to be hit, that's different than if somebody just tells you no or doesn't fold the laundry how you like. So there's a difference. So is this a me problem or is this something that needs to be addressed with them? And of course, we can always make requests of like, hey, I like the towels folded this way because then they fit in the drawer better. So when you do laundry, if you could fold them this way, that would be great. That's fine to make requests. But saying, hey, this is driving me bananas and you know I like it this way and you're intentionally making it so that they don't fit in and they get stuck in that's a me problem. Do you see the difference? If it is just a me problem and you need to manage your expectations and your emotions, and I mean this with the utmost love because our children, from the moment we conceive and turn green with sickness, to crying all night, to being out of the house all night as teenagers, our kids show us our tender spots of wounds that we have yet to heal, issues that we have yet to address. And it's really important that we don't throw them back at our kid to deal with when they're our issue to deal with. Like, oh, I'm doing what my mom always did, or my dad, and that's actually something I need to sort out with myself. So if it's a me problem, stop. There is no conversation to be had. Do not approach your child because you would be handing them your emotions to manage, and that just isn't cool. It damages relationships. Nobody likes it. Kids tend to avoid parents who do this, and if you have parents who do this, you know what I'm saying. This is your work. Come talk to me. I love you. I'll hear you. I'll hear you out, and I will call you out on anything that you're not seeing clearly. So this is step 3. Take as much time as you need here. It is not one to be tread on lightly. Step 4. This is where we get to the talking to them part. Do you see how there are 3 really important steps before you ever even open your mouth to them? We want to approach with curiosity. Do we have skin in the game? You should not have a dog in the race. You should not have skin in the game, because that's what we cleaned up in the first 3 steps. So when you open your mouth, you're seeking to understand, and no specific outcome is wanted beyond that. Just to get their take on it. They don't have to listen to you. You don't have to change their minds. They don't have to be different. You don't have to be different. You just want to see things from their perspective. Everyone can keep their opinions. Nobody has to change their mind. In fact, nobody probably will change their mind. So ask curious questions. Avoid the word why. Why did you not listen to the words that I said? I looked you straight in the eye and said, son, this is where you need to stop. Do not go over X amount of speed because it kills the battery. None of that. None of that. Tell me what happened. That's what you say. Tell me more. Tell me everything. Give me the details. What are you willing to share with me? How can I help you? Help me understand. Do not use the word why. Do not become accusatory. Be extremely loving. One of my favorite things to do to really offset any potential argument is to call on their good behavior, which sounds like this. I know that you're usually very detail-oriented, so I'm confused as to how this happened. Because essentially you're giving them an out almost of saying, I know that this is uncharacteristic. I know that you're usually prompt, or I know that you're really mindful of other people's schedules, or I know that it drives you bananas being late, or I know that you always try your best. So I'm just confused. Help me understand. When we can call their strengths, even if we're stretching it, they will own those strengths. And they'll be like, I know, da 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 da. And they will tell you what happened. And we want to be really careful at this part to not then just jump in and tell them what they should have done, or what they should do next time, or how they can fix the problem. We want to keep them in control of their life and of their choices. So did you like that outcome? Did that work well for you? What do you think you would do different next time? Or, wow, I bet that felt awful. Or anything like that, where you are assuming the very best of them. Because this is your kid and you love them. And all that evidence, that file folder that you've made of how they don't respect you and they never listen to you and they think they're smarter than you, we got to throw that garbage out. They love you. And they might think that you only see their flaws. And they might think you assume the worst about them. So we want to prove them wrong. We want to show them how much we love them and how rad they are to us. That we think that they are just like the apple of our eye. I tell my kids that all the time. You're the apple of my eye. And they think I'm crazy because it's such an old-fashioned statement. But we really want our kids to think, and we need to actually think the world of them. And are they human and are they messy and they're trying to figure things out? Absolutely. So are we. And so we can give a lot of grace. We might be a few steps ahead of them because we've learned how to hold a job and turn in papers on time. But this is the first for them. And so We're figuring out our phase of life and they're figuring out theirs. And we want to teach our kids how we can love each other regardless. So that's step 4. And then your 5th step is to manage your expectations. We are playing the long game. It is not the today, right now, I get what I want game. This is the long game. And it's all about who we want to be, not what we get. We're here to teach. We're here to model how we would like to be treated by how we treat them. So again, assuming the best. Because who here has had their kids say, you never listen, you're always on your phone, you don't care, and then they give you lots of evidence? Because they have files too. We have to torch ours first. And maybe they'll be generous and torch theirs eventually when they realize we're not keeping score. We do not want to get pulled into the weeds of who is right and wrong, or get them to change their mind or act differently. We're here to seek, to support, to love, to mentor. So we want to practice this over and over, and we want to apply lots of grace for them, for you, and then we repeat, because this is going to happen basically our entire relationship. We get frustrated with each other as humans. It doesn't have to be a deal breaker when we can follow the 5 steps. Write everything down and then ground yourself. Separate the facts from the stories. Cross out what is yours to deal with so that you can approach them with what actually needs to be addressed. And that's the only thing you talk to them about. You don't drag your filing cabinet around of all the past misdemeanors. Have a healthy conversation, and then you play the long game. Those are the 5 steps. Again, I have a link for a template in the show notes. Grab that, and I am so excited for you to try this. Please don't be a stranger. Email me, tell me how it goes, tell me what happens and how we can fine-tune it so it works even better for you. I've got you. You're an awesome parent. I'm so glad that you're here, and we'll talk to you next week.